Chapter 10, All That Glitters. You stare at your sister, heart thudding wildly at her accusation. You think there's something between me and Nate? How could I not? I've never heard you speak about Lawrence the way you speak about him. I see why you'd think that. You manage to keep a cool exterior, bearing your fear. I suppose I am impossible to resist after all, but no, Nate and I aren't conducting some sort of affair. You talk endlessly about how much you've learned from him, how much time you spend with him, and exactly, spending every day together means it would be not strange for us to develop some warmth. But a romance, you think I jeopardize your chance at love by stepping out of my marriage? She looks down, embarrassed at having called out your loyalty to your family in question. You want badly to tell her everything, though. I know you wouldn't do something foolish, sister, especially with Lawrence supporting Mother and me. I know, Pet. It's fine. Let's just put this to rest. Mother always says I read too many romances. I'm sure I've invented it to give the world a bit of interest. If this season goes well, there will be plenty of your own romance in your future marriage to occupy you. Well, are you happy in your marriage and with your husband? To be honest, I'm not particularly happy since he continues to show disdain towards her. The Duke and I are very different people. Well, that much has been obvious from the start. Still, there's no reason different people can't connect, or at least that's what I told myself before the wedding. But there's no fellow feeling between us. Even now, if anything, he seems to find me a bit of a hindrance. Well, I simply don't like the way the Duke treats you. He talks to you as if you're a child. Truly, do not worry yourself on my behalf. I am more than content with my choices. I suppose he can't be that brutish if he agreed to let a Nate tutor you. Thank goodness you have someone to exercise your mind with, and perhaps your heart as well. Louise, keep your voice down. Do you want the servants to overhear your scandalous accusations? I'm sure they're not listening at the door, and anyway, what if they are? They'd probably be thrilled to finally have some romance in the house. Your enthusiasm was touching, but such liaisons are dangerous. Just look at the way the Modeste was gossiping. She was more than eager to pass along the most intimate details of Mina's life to me. Surely I can't be the only patron she's entertaining with such gossip. But everyone must know such rumors are just that, rumors. Don't be naive, Luis. A single rumor is all it would take to destroy Mina's reputation or mine. If you can't see it, I won't waste more breath on you trying to explain it. Suffice it to say, there is harm, or could be. Well put. Very well. I shall keep your supposed friendship a secret. Several days later, it's the evening of the first ball of the season, but you're surprised when the Modeste calls upon your town home. Such a lovely home. The staff tells me that you get up to all sorts of adventures here. Nothing more than any other family in town, though I was not expecting your call tonight. We're preparing for... Just then, Louise rushes downstairs, interrupting you as your mother exasperately trails behind. Surprise, Sophie! I invited her. Is there an issue with your dress for Lord Farewell's ball this evening? Of course not. I mean, just look at it. Louise is teeming with excitement as she spins in the new gown, her bright yellow skirts billowing from underneath her. Yes, the dress is beautiful, but you need not stand there staring at it as if it'll run away. How can you blame me for when a dress like this is so gorgeous? In fact, were it not for the silly propriety, I'd never take it off. Can you believe this, Sophie? I feel as though she's 6 years old again, and this dress is her new blanket that she takes everywhere. I should hope not. The poor blanket was in tatters by the end of the first month. Maybe so, but I thought I would return the favor by ordering you a dress, Sophie. For me, Louise, that's incredibly thoughtful. I reacted the same when your sister reached out to me. Of all the young ladies preparing for the season, Lady Will Louise is, without contest, my favorite. It's true, and I'm counting the minutes until the ball. The closer we near leaving, the more excited I get. It's as if I'm making my debut as well as Louise. Then, without further ado, seamstress uncovers the gown in her hands. Gold and burgundy threads decorate luxurious silks. It would suit you perfectly. I couldn't possibly... Nonsense. You may have missed your season, but your sacrifice is what makes Louise's possible. I'd be the proudest mother in London, with 2 such lovely daughters at the ball. When you emerge after slipping on that gown, your mother gasps, "Oh, Sophie, you look a vision. After your father passed, I thought I'd never see you in such finery again. Thank goodness for Lawrence. If only the Duke cared to actually see his wife in her finery." Oh, there certainly won't be a dearth of eyes on either of us, Dove. I knew you were the right home for this gown. I'm sure all the best gentlemen will be lining up to fill Louise's dance card. Tonight's ball will be a triumph for our family. Soon you arrive at Lord Farewell's town home, the magnificent room already crowded with the creme de la creme of London society. As you enter, every eye turns in your direction. A murmur of approval spreads through the aristocrat of your display of impeccable taste. Lord Farrow has outdone himself for this evening's festivities. I hear he's a recent widower, poor man. Judging by our lavish surroundings, not too poor. A slightly oily-looking man in a powdered wig approaches through the crowd, accompanied by his 3 younger sisters. And here I thought I already knew all the loveliest ladies in London. I am Lord Farrell, your host. You must be the Duchess of Sussington. It's very sus. I can't want the name of that. Yes, I am. May I present my mother, Lady Margaret, the Dowager Countess of Plimpton? I'm surprised it's not called Plumpton with the Sussington. And my sister, Lady Louis Valburn. Lord Farrow politely raises each of your hands to his lips, lingering slightly too long over Louise's. I do hope you try some of the refreshments, Lady Louise. The peaches look particularly ripe this evening. He reminds me of Lawrence's odious friends back home. Where are my manners? Allow me to introduce my own sisters, Lady Cora, Lady Nora, and Lady Flora. Wow, what names. The 3 sisters murmur a polite greeting, curtsing in perfect synchronization. Oh, what a stylish gown! I simply must get the name of your modesty. Oh my god, are they all twins too? Oh my god. Don't be ridiculous, Cora. A gown like that would obviously look far better on me. I beg to differ, Nora. Clearly the gown would look best on me. The 3 sisters turn to you expectantly, waiting for your response. Oh, I'm sure the gown would look lovely on all of you. And how are you finding the start of the season? Oh, it's splendid. Balls really are the best part of the season. Don't forget the fêtes, Cora. What about the soirees? Not to mention the picnics. An eager Louise is met with the blank stares from the 3 women. And, promenades? Sisters, why don't you share with our guests some of your more serious pursuits? Are you perhaps interested in academics? I was beginning to worry I was the only one. Not at all. We love reading, writing, and arithmetic. Oh yes, we enjoy reading all the gossip sheets and writing endless letters to our cousins in the country, apprising them of the newest styles. Arithmetic to keep track of all of our purchases. Silk slippers, hair ribbons, add up so quickly, don't you think? I see what you mean. That does sound tiring. Luckily, the familiar strains of a real reach your ears. Lord Farrell and his sisters move off, and a young man approaches your group, bowing in Louisa's direction. I couldn't help noticing you from across the room. That gown, you're exquisite. Might I beg the honor of a dance? The gentleman's words are courteous and warm. Your sister flushes, her eyes lighting up with obvious pleasure. Oh, that is... I think the word my sister is looking for is yes. Indeed, I would be delighted. With a few quick words of parting, Louise is swept away while your mother squeezes your arm affectionately. I must find refreshment stable. I'll need to replenish the tears I may well shed tonight. Just as she's left you to watch the swirling ebb and flow of the dance floor, a familiar voice takes you by surprise. It's not surprising your husband will leave you to attend such an event on your own. But where's that delightful tutor of yours? My husband didn't see the necessity of retaining his services now that we're in London. I'll have to focus my attention on my sister's debut instead. Well, Prince Maxwell is the obvious catch of the season. He's handsome, kind, and did I mention wealthy beyond measure, though he's said to be rather humble about it. But wait, surely, that isn't the prince dancing with my sister right now, is it? Indeed, Sophie. Good gracious, what a coup. Thank goodness Louise chose such a fetching gown. Lord Shroppington is thought to be a decent match as well. Not nearly as wealthy as the prince, but money isn't everything. Cecily points over to a gentleman chatting with Lord Pharaoh's sisters. He's not as handsome as Prince Maxwell, but seems kind enough. Why, yes, those do sound like difficult pursuits. Ah, yes. Pursue someone because their wallet. Not much has changed in a few hundred years. Just then, you catch a glimpse of a familiar figure across the room, heading towards the patio. Your pulse quickens in response. Really? Is that Nate? It can't be. He's still in the country, right? I meant to tell you, I had the most ridiculous encounter with Lady Adelaide the other day. Excuse me, Cecily. I think I just spotted Nate. He's here, after all. Go after him, you silly goose. It's all the encouragement you need. With an absent wave in her direction, you slip through the crowded ballroom, hurrying after him. Recklessly, you make your way through the open French doors he disappeared into. His name's already spilling from your lips. Nate, are you out here? To your disappointment, the patio is empty. You sigh and settle on a secluded bench, letting the cool night breeze wash over you. The heat of the ballroom must have addled my wits, but the night air is pleasant. You're about to head back inside when a figure darts out of the ballroom, glancing furtively over her shoulder. Duck behind a pillar. I'm sure she won't notice your gown. Under the cover of darkness, you slip behind the nearest stone pillar. Breathe, Sophie, breathe. Fighting the temptation to peek, you listen to her footsteps grow near and then farther. She glides down the steps towards the gardens. At the entrance to the hedge maze, a man emerges from the shadows, his face obscured in darkness. Mina and her mysterious lover seem to have found each other again. I wonder who he is. Spurred on by your own sense of daring, you weave through the maze, searching for Mina and the mysterious man. It looked like she was starting off to the left, or was it the right? You worry you've lost them entirely when a soft laugh echoes through around the corner. A moan of pleasure quickly follows. Tiptoeing forward, you see the unknown man bending low over her, tugging at the laces of her gown. Kiss me now. As the man straightens, a shaft of moonlight suddenly reveals his features. Everyone's doing everyone, apparently. Mina and Lawrence, no. No, no. cry out in shock, tear my eyes away, or look closer. I don't know, I honestly don't know how to feel about this one. Sure, we'll do cry out in shock. Oh. Did you hear that? Clapping your hands to your mouth, you hurry away, stumbling blindly towards the entrance of the maze, the voices of the lovers pursuing you. It was just some animal, Lawrence, leave it. You rush back to the house, a storm of conflicting emotions raging through you. Hurt, shock, even a bit of vicarious desire. Okay. You stumble through the first... I guess. The first door you find, relieved to find yourself alone. Tears of confused frustration spill down your cheeks. The Duke has made a fool of me. I mean, okay. Reach for your handkerchief, hoping to dry your eyes when a shadowy figure emerges from the stacks. Get back. Unfortunately, you appear to be in the poetry section, grabbing a slim volume of William Blake. You heave it towards the intruder with every ounce of strength you can muster. Ow, did you just attempt to poetry me to death? You're the intruder? You're literally in someone else's house with tons of guests, and you think he's the intruder? Oh, God. Can I truly intrude if I was here first? I wrote the Duke after you left, detailing all the intricate knowledge you'll need to impress the nobles here in London. He was more than convinced. I'm not surprised. It would seem Lawrence only wanted me distracted. His smile fades as he takes in your woe-begone face. He steps closer, gently wiping the tears from your cheeks. Wanted you distracted from what? What has he done, Sophie? I found him in the hedge maze with Mina. He's cheated on me. Likely has been since the beginning. Nate stands frozen for a moment, shocked. He takes your hand and listens intently, wordlessly imploring you to share your feelings. I'm upset that he put my family's reputation at risk. He chose the woman who's been cruelest to me, even though I have no right to be. I mean... Okay, so... let's think about this rationally for a second. Just TLDR. So Mia's been around with him long before, the whole you and Nate thing. So technically he did impropertuity first. So technically you're not entirely in the wrong. So, family's reputation at risk. I endured this obvious disdain and incessant put-downs because I thought he'd protect my family. But if I caught him so easily, who else will? What am I going to do? The tears stream from your stinging eyes now, but Nate's squeeze of your hand tethers you to earth. But you forget that if he's to jeopardize Luis, you likewise hold his fate in your hand as well. You know his secret. It's a truth that will keep him in check should you choose to wield it. That's power, Sophie. But do I deserve it? Have I not brought this all upon myself? How are you at fault? You didn't rack your family with debt. You didn't create a world where a woman's chief option for stability is a loveless marriage. I lift your chin gently, his gaze burning in you like his life depends on your full attention, and you give it to him. Men like Lawrence have countless routes to happiness, yet he chose to find it in your misery. Never apologize for finding yours the only way you've been afforded. The fiery passion in his voice all but evaporates your tears. With him looking at you like this, you suddenly couldn't care less what your husband does. No one can survive without love. It will always find us. Society, propriety be damned, that you do deserve. But the same can't be said about the man foolish enough to run off with another, while his voluptuous wife is wearing this. He drags a finger along the neckline of your dress, tracing your cleavage before hooking a finger in your bodice, pulling you towards him. I believe a time will come when women don't need to trade their wants and needs for security and standing. Maybe, but right now we still have women who are doing it, so yeah. But I don't believe you should be miserable in the meantime, do you? Heat radiates from his body, the warmth of his skin searching through the fabric of your gown. I'm not sure what to believe. He runs his hands along your body, taking advantage of the light fabric to raise the contours of your figure. You stifle a gasp as your breasts brush against his chest. Through the thin silk of the dress, his warm touch feels as good as on your bare skin. He needn't take it off to pleasure you, yet you long to feel the glossy fabric slide off of you. Believe in yourself, believe in me. Need blossoms in your stomach as his white, hot gaze bears into your soul. He grabs your hips and presses you against the bookshelves. Believe this. His eyes blazing, he captures your mouth with his own. You pull him flush against you in response, tasting wine and salt as he parts your lips. Oh my. It's Rare Choices does one of these, like, mid-book. It's rare. Every nerve comes alive as he gathers you more tightly in his arms, molding your body to his as the kiss grows deeper and deeper. Really? You press yourself against him as your kisses grow more fervent. His mouth is warm, his tongue insistent as he teases you with each stroke. I need more of you. Your hands fumble hungrily against his chest while his glide upward over the curves of your shoulder and neck. Slipping his fingers behind your head, he tightens his grip, pulling you ever closer. His mouth eagerly explores every inch of you. My God, Sophie, I've counted the seconds until I could taste you like this again. His voice is soft in your ear, low, thick with desire. The feeling of his breath against your bare skin makes you shiver. Your legs tremble beneath you. His hands are warm and sure, your skin grows more flush beneath his touch. It strokes a fire within you, heat radiating outward. It feels so good to finally be desired, unquestionably. I never knew a secret could be so loud until I met you. He snips teasingly at your bottom lip, letting his teeth scrape light against your mouth. You gasp in surprise. The slight pain will only increase your pleasure. Oh, lately you've been so brazen. You feel an answering pull deep inside you as if Nate's mouth is tugging at your very core. Who knew a mere kiss could be so wicked? The thought makes you burn with a fresh wave of desire. It enrages me to think a woman like you would ever question her allure. I needed you to know, Sophie. His words are almost as sensual as his touch. You dig your fingers into his shoulders, intoxicated by his very nearness. And I need you to know how much that means to me. Let me show you. His heady scent swims all around you, flooding your senses, making you spin. You feel as though you could drown it. I want to kiss every inch of you. His warm lips brush the back of your ear, his fingers softly caressing the delicate skin of your neck. To hear your breath quicken. His movements are slow, deliberate, the smallest touch sending shockwaves through your entire body. I want to feel your skin grow warm beneath my touch, to see you inflamed with need. Each honeyed word plunges you further and further into a swirling sea of desire. Then kiss the inside of my arm, my lips, along my neck. His eyes are hooded with desire. With maddening slowness, he leans forward, softly exhaling onto your bare skin. You close your eyes, your body tingling in response. Slowly, ever so slowly, he brushes his mouth against the curve of your throat, his lips just barely skimming your neck. Like this, or do you want more? More. Always more. He kisses you again, more passionately this time. You gasp aloud as he flicks his tongue against your bare skin, trailing a line of kisses towards the hollow of your throat. He pauses there, his lips nuzzling the delicate skin at the base of your throat, his tongue sliding over the nerve-laden hollow with excruciating deliberateness. Someone as stunning, as brilliant as you deserves the world, not to be tossed aside. His voice is passionate, his words stirring something deep within you. Knowing that he wants every part of you makes you feel powerful. The feeling is thrilling, heady, beyond measure. Emboldened with excitement, you press yourself deliberately against him. And do you plan to give me the world? Your body melds against his like it was born to. If only the layers of fabric keeping you apart would disappear. No. I plan to worship you. With a wordless cry of passion, Nate pulls you to him, his kiss primal and hungry. His touch has a new urgency to it, his fingers no longer gentle as they roam your body with impatient need. You tangle your fingers tightly in his hair, urging him on with reckless abandonment. Nate, his hands glide along your waist, skimming the fullness of your breast at last. You moan as he teases your nips beneath your gown. Your body yields beneath his touch, your desire wet and throbbing between your legs. Swear to God. Swear to God. Yep, that's about where we end. Basically, we had a quick bound chicken wow. What else is new? Like I said, it's YouTube. Anyway, you're only just floated back down to earth when you hear shuffling outside the library door. You and Nate freeze. Your bodies still intertwined together. Is that most excellent conversationalist? He told me about a book he was reading. My sister? Another voice answers, even closer this time. I hope you weren't too eager, dear. It's always wise to... I'll be your mama. And my mother. He gives you an agonized look, his hands tightening reflexively around you. You take a ragged breath, forcing yourself to concentrate. It's not just your reputation at stake tonight, it's Luisa's as well. We need to return to the ball before we lose control completely. I know, but first... Sliding one hand behind your neck, he gathers you to him, capturing your mouth one final time as hands roam your body possessively, his lips brushing against yours. His kiss is desperate, as if he's trying to drink you in as much as he can while you're still together. For a long moment you cling to him, hungrily devouring his kiss, but before you can lose yourself completely, you pull away. We can't, at least not tonight. I know. Consider that a promise for the future. You straighten your gown as best you can, your blood pounding through your veins. Your body feels feverish, your lips swollen from his kiss. Perhaps I should return to the ballroom first. After all, we don't want to rouse any undue scrutiny from the resident busybodies. As he passes, Nate reaches for your hand, his warm fingers closing around yours in a gentle caress. Everything will be fine, Sophie. I will see you again soon. And with a final squeeze of your hand, he heads for the door, checking to make sure the hallway is empty before slipping out of the library. As you wait, you reach up to feel your lips, heat flooding your cheeks. Could that really have happened? After the quiet intimacy of the library, Lord Farrell's sumptuous ballroom feels loud and overheated. You blindly retrieve a glass of lemonade. There you are, Sophie. Louise needs you by her side, so we can remind any eligible gentleman that her sister is of a Duchess. Your mother's eyes sharpen as she takes in your flushed appearance and too bright-eyed. Oh dear, I hope you're not coming down with a fever. It would be the most inconvenient timing. I assure you I'm fine, Mama. Perhaps a touch overheated, that's all. As your mother chatters on, oblivious to your inner turmoil, you find yourself searching for Nate in the crowded ballroom. At last you spot him, but his eyes aren't the only ones on you. All of London is curious about the new Duchess whose sister is making a splash. Keeping my secret will be harder than ever before. Oh, I'm sure it will. Alright, well, without further ado, I do apologize about being late, but, a lot happens in my life sometimes, and also sometimes I don't know. Let's just put it this way, reading these is a little taxing as of late, let's put it that way, so if you'll forget my, like I said, being late, without further ado, here it is, so... I love your beautiful faces. You mean a lot to me. That's why I continue to do this stuff. Because I know some of you actually enjoy it. And I know it makes your Dave's doing great. Days. And I know some of it, and some of what I do actually helps you. At least some of you. And that is what I'm here for, right? To make sure that you enjoy your time, get your minds off of the busy world and the whole 9 yards. And hopefully you did enjoy. So without further ado, love your beautiful faces. Catch you all later. Peace out.